Hello everyone and welcome back. Oh boys, it's the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix Racer Review, round 2 in Imola. And mamma mia, what a spicy race. We have delayed the race review just to get Mr. Owen on here. Mr. Owen, how are you?
Pretty good, but that accent was horrible, just by the way.
Thank you. I did not work at all on it.
I didn't think so.
How has the life been dealing with you, Mr. Owen? Because I haven't. This is for everybody who's watching at home and wondering why the audio sounds so terrible. It's because Mr. Owen hasn't got a computer anymore, and I'm currently recording on my phone through a Discord call.
Professionals.
Definitely professionals. We're going to get right started because the last one went on for 22 minutes and that bored the living daylights out of everyone. So we're going to start minus one lap because drama unfolded, not even in the race, in qualifying, where Lando Norris should have put it probably on pole, probably in third, and then got done for track limits. And I think everybody in the whole F1 community had a big F in the chat. Then there was more drama, even before the start of the race, because Charles Leclerc did a spinala into...
Stop the accent, please.
Oh no. Did a big spinala into Acqua Minerale. That isn't the accent, that's literally what the thing's called. So yeah, Charles doing a big massive spin, which we all kind of appreciated. A Ferrari was being a Ferrari. We're going to go to the start, though, because, Mr. Owen, what did you think of the start with Max absolutely mincing the Mercedes and his teammate Sergio Perez?
That was quite nice, I can't lie. Okay, it's a bit more than just nice. It was amazing.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Owen called an overtake in Formula 1 amazing. I think that's the first time...
Was it the only overtake in the entire thingy race?
No, it wasn't.
Good. I know it wasn't, but it feels like it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. It was basically just the main straight was the only overtaking place. As Lewis Hamilton found out later on in the race, but we will get to that a little later on. What do you think about the contact between Hamilton and Verstappen at the start? Was it just kind of racing incident?
Exceedingly funny.
I'll agree with you there. Yeah, I thought it was quite nice to see Hamilton getting shoved off and just, kind of have his wing slightly damaged and more damaged. Yeah, as the race went on. As lap ones go, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it was pretty good. We're going to go to Nicholas Latifi. We're going to go to this in kind of order. Did you have a look at that incident and what happened?
Which one, the Hamilton one?
No. This was the Williams going into Nikita Mazepin and him pretty much binning it in the wall.
I'm going to be honest, there are so many crashes that I kind of have muddled all them up. I remember a lot of people just... Actually, no, this is one where he's gone down the straight, isn't it? And your man is just off the track and he comes back in and cuts off the space and he clips him on the back. Is that one?
That's exactly the one.
Yeah. That was nasty.
It was. That's a good word for it. It was nasty. But then only a lap later, because one of the Haas's has just taken somebody off, Mick Schumacher, out of absolutely nowhere, binned it in the wall and took his front wing off. Do you find that funny?
I'd say there's probably more money spent in that entire race on repairs than the Irish budget this year. So, yes, very funny.
That's a fair point, actually. Yeah. Obviously, then we had the restart on lap 7. Hamilton trying to make a move on Verstappen. If you think Hamilton got that overtake, do you think Hamilton would have won the race?
No, because he would have crashed again, probably. But he got too cocky.
Interesting. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if for anybody who hasn't listened to one of these before, I'm a big Ferrari fan. And I want you to eat your words because the Ferrari was in third and was in second for a large part of the race as well.
Would it because half the field crashed? That
No.
all would have beaten it. Yes.
Definitely no correlation there. Also, little quick shout to Valtteri Bottas, who was in 10th for most of the race before the unfortunate incident. What do you think of Bottas this season? Obviously, it's 2 races in, we can't be too sceptical. But do you think he'll be out of a seat next season?
Depends. If he crashes into Lewis Hamilton deliberately and kills his teammate, he will get the job by fan dictation, but I don't know. He probably won't.
All right. So then, a little later on in the race, Sergio Perez got a penalty for a really stupid incident. It was under safety car, but he kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of went off the track, went into a gravel track, kept it going, got overtaken by 2 people, but then went past them again. And as anybody who knows, overtaking on the safety car isn't really allowed.
But they technically overtook him.
Yeah, but the difference is that he was off the track. If you're off the track, it's fine.
I know.
Another thing as well, the safety car restart, I didn't hear Charles Leclerc's interview on why he didn't overtake Verstappen, but Leclerc was full in his rights to overtake Verstappen because he kind of spun in front of him. Do you think he should have?
I don't know. Would have made the race probably a bit more interesting. I don't know.
It's pretty fair there. Alright, so we've covered the first half of the race. From here on in, things get very, very spicy. I think.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Well, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? We're going to start off...
No.
Lap 29,
To be honest.
Verstappen overtakes Hamilton. Lap 31, the lap of the gods. Lewis Hamilton purposefully crashed... Well, not purposely crashed in, but binned it in a wall. That was the funniest sight I have ever seen. And a lap later, the car he was overtaking, George Russell, had another incident. We'll get on to that in a few minutes' time. What do you think about Hamilton spinning off?
One of the funniest things I've seen in the last 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks? What's the funniest thing you've seen before that?
Can't say it on live YouTube, so...
Ah, okay. Well, in typical Hamilton style, he didn't wait particularly long before the racing gods, or otherwise known as Mercedes team orders, helped him out a little bit. Because, would you like to explain what happened? Because there's a whole lot of different variations.
No, I think you should. I can't remember.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, picture this, everybody at home. Valtteri Bottas was about to be overtaken by a Williams. That's all you need to know. That is everything about that. A Williams was about to overtake a works Mercedes, and Bottas was like, nah, I can't have my career stoop to this level. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slightly move over, and he's going to crash into me. And guess what?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Bottas slightly moved over, and Russell crashed into him. I think it's a racing incident. Russell did apologise, though, and I don't really understand why, because I don't really think it was his fault. I don't think it was really anybody's fault. They were both being a little bit silly. But I think it was extremely funny that Bottas was battling a Williams. And Valtteri Bottas...
low.
Yeah, and Valtteri Bottas gave George Russell the middle finger, which I also thought was quite funny. All things considered. So that put a red flag to the race. And of course, in true Hamilton style, because he crashed a lap earlier, he did not just get to go into the pits and repair his car for pretty much free, he also was unlapped. And I found this to be quite annoying, because he was unlapped, he started back in 8th, with completely fresh new tyres on, and yeah. Leclerc, though, back on the restart, got overtaken by Norris. My heart sank, because I genuinely think Leclerc deserved to win that, or to get a podium in that race, and he didn't. What's your take on it? I mean, obviously Norris kind of got his his karma for not qualifying third. He ended up finishing third. What is your take on the Leclerc-Norris kind of overtake? Who would you have preferred to see on the podium?
I'd like seeing Norris win. Well, not win, but do well.
All right, fair enough. I will have to disagree with you because Leclerc is the better
fucking
driver.
Ferrari.
Yuki Tsunoda again off the restart. I felt so sorry for him because he's such a nice guy and he got the overtake done. Everything was fine. Just put the power on a little bit too early. Track was a little bit too wet. He was on the off kind of line. Spun round. Then Sergio Perez. He's not having a good first two races, is he? Was doing everything right. Was working his way back up to the order, and only for him to spin and get put in a gravel trap. It's not really going well for him, is it?
Yeah. No. Not at all.
Not at all. Well, it now sparked the start of the Hamilton comeback. He took Ricciardo pretty quickly, and he took Sainz. Then he took Leclerc, and then he went for Norris. And I didn't really find that.
Does that not just prove the Mercedes car is just exceedingly better than everything else?
Well, yes. But it's also, I suppose, to do with the fact... Well, honestly, it is kind of just the car. A few laps later, there wasn't enough. Verstappen still pulled away. And, yeah, he won the race. So the championship now is really interesting. Only a point in it. Hamilton did get fastest lap, which means he gets the extra point at the end. A few penalties, though, were given out. Raikkonen had, I think it was a pit lane procedure incident, which kind of forced him to... I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest with you. But, yeah, he got a penalty. So did Lance Stroll, which meant that my idol, my hero, the man that I met, Fernando Alonso, gets his first point back in F1. And I just think that is...
First point.
Well, I mean, he's been out for 2 years, and he's driving an Alpine, which is basically a Renault. And I know you love Renaults, don't you?
Oh, yeah, pinnacle of... I can't say it. Get over it, please. It's a Renault.
Yeah, but it's a nice-looking Renault.
It's a Renault.
It's not...
Just shut up, it's a Renault, okay?
Not a Renault. Anyway.
It's a You just said it.
It's a Renault engine. That's the only thing. Right, let's get on with it because it's kind of getting a little bit late. Max Verstappen won the race. Hamilton second, Norris third, Leclerc P4, Sainz P5, Ricciardo P6, Gasly 7th, Stroll 8th, Esteban Ocon 9th, and Alpine 10th. A few things to know in the top 10. Only one Mercedes got in the top 10. Only one Red Bull got in the top 10. 2 Alpines, 2 McLarens, and 2 Ferraris, an AlphaTauri and an Aston, which I think is quite interesting. Perez is unlucky to not get a point. He is in 11th. Tsunoda, again unlucky. 12th, Raikkonen with the penalty. Antonio Giovinazzi got lapped. Vettel retired a lap before the end of the race. Why they couldn't have just let him finish, I don't really have any idea. Schumacher was 2 laps down, and so was Nikita Mazepin, who I don't actually think spun that race, which is quite interesting. Bottas DNF'd, Russell DNF'd, of course, and so did Latifi. So that's it. That is the F1 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Can I also just say, the actual name of the race, right? It's quite interesting. I'm going to try and get it up here. Let me just have a look and see if I can get it up, because I think it's the single longest name in F1 history. Let's have a look. It's not that there. 2021. Here we go. Here it is. It is the 2021 Emilia Romagna Gran Premio del Made in Italy de Emilia Romagna 2021. The Italians, if they will find a way to make something difficult, they will. But that's all we have time for, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Mr. Owen, any last words to say about the race?
Go watch NASCAR.
You've ruined my channel Thank you. We will be back in a week and a half's time for the Portimao, the Portugal Grand Prix, and I can't do a Portuguese accent, so the next time you'll hear me doing my Italian accent will be the Monza Grand Prix. That's everything, guys. Thank you.
No, you be extra racist. You can just use the Italian one for Portuguese. Who's going to know the difference?
That's a fair point. So that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in the next part, and hopefully we will be streaming possibly a bit of War Thunder on the weekend. Who really knows? Take care, guys. Ciao!
Au revoir.